if you contrast that with Joe Dean at a simple point, but there's a little bit of over-elaboration in the Cork full forward line, and that shows the difference with that point.
In the last couple of minutes, Shane O'Neill has been switched on to Corcoran. Kieran Carey has gone into Mark Shonago-Halpine. 4 minutes to the break. Joe Dean. Stephen McDonagh was protesting, expecting something, doesn't get anything, however. Neil Ronan instead, taking on TJ Ryan. Came on in 96 down in Torquay Queen when Limerick had a fantastic win. Scored 4 points that afternoon. And that's going to be a throw ball. Ball gets a bit frustrating, and let's hope it doesn't get any more heated than that. That's Pat Ryan, the number 9 of Cork, involved in that. And this again is very silly.
Very silly, and in fairness, the referee should have blown this up way before this ever happened. It was a free earlier on, he should have blown it up, and that's it. And that's what causes these kind of problems.
It's absolutely untypical, quite honestly, because Cork-Limerick matches are always the most sporting.
But if you're out of the game for 9 months and the referee doesn't want to blow a whistle just at the ball, you know, when somebody's on the ball, that causes these type of difficulties.
Stephen McDonagh being booked. And let's hope behind the referee's back nothing else happened. The referee has come here to do his level best to make sure that it's a flowing game that we can all enjoy. Now it's up to the players. Pat Ryan just spoken to there, I think warned about his behaviour. But the referee has to take firm action. That's Ollie Moran also being spoken to. Name being taken. Limerick with 3 yellow cards, now Cork with 1. Their one coming in the opening 30 seconds of the match, Jim O'Sullivan. Well, the Limerick followers now will be hoping that their team can settle down. Being too tense, they need to start flowing with the game, as it were. McDonagh, whipped on there by James Moran. Cross towards Mark Keane. Trying to turn Wayne Sherlock, not easy. Decisive play by the number 5. Up towards a free-running Joe Dean, taking his man out of position. But his man does well, and that's TJ Ryan, and that's a mighty clearance. Way downfield. What a catch. Terrific play by Fergal Ryan. Comes out to Mike O'Brien, runs it to Mickey O'Connell, on towards Mark Foley, crossing the 65-metre line. He's already scored 1 huge point, that from a free. And this time he leaves it to the left. So inside the final minute of the first half. But this is what was happening just moments ago there. That wonderful catch by Brian Corcoran. I think that's 3 he's made in this game. Cork with 16 scoring chances in the first half. Limerick with 12. Cork getting 9 scores. Limerick with 6. And again, I come back to it, Liam. You just feel if Limerick can settle down and start playing the game that Eamon Cregan knows they can play, they could be most effective.
Yes, but they're tense because they're afraid to let them get away from them. So they're playing with a little bit. It's like as if they're afraid to lose or let it go away. So they're not flowing. And I think if they could flow, they would be served a lot better.
Mike O'Brien with the latest wide, and that is now a total of 6. Clem Smith there with his right thigh very heavily strapped up. Limerick were in trouble. They needed to make those early changes. They lost a goal, of course, after 12 minutes. That's Pat Ryan in here for Mark Landers. Coming out with a shot of O'Halpine. Challenged by Moran. Oh, the hand pass was a little bit too long. Limerick get it back. Pat Ryan, who's been close to a starting lineup for quite some time, but they've also got Derek Barrett in their ranks, who I think is one of the really unlucky ones not to be in that defence, but it is a very good back line. And Shonago Halpine catches the last ball of the opening 35 minutes, 36 in fact, And at half-time, that goal by Seanie McGrath, so influential. After 12 minutes, Brian Corcoran outstanding at centre-half back. Already Kieran Carey has been taken off him. Limerick have a lot to do, and they need to really get their game going against the All-Ireland champions, because in Thurles it's Cork 1-8, Limerick 6 points. 8 for Cork, 6 points, and straight away the players get into it. Mickey O'Connell leaving it here for Pat Ryan this time. Sides who have faced one another on 55 occasions in Munster Championship action. Wayne Sherlock is beaten by Dave Stapleton. Stapleton's come out to left half forward in a switch with Mark Keane. Mark Keane is now top of the left. He's being marked by Fergal Ryan. That's James Moran, not a good shot. Ryan here, second attempt, gets it up onto his stick. Wayne Sherlock comes, gathers, drives it away to midfield. Fergal McCormack playing well, but he's beaten by Ollie Moran. O'Halpin's in quickly. McCormack's there as well. And that, once again, is Kieran Carey, who seems to have gone back to centre-half forward. Meanwhile, Ollie Moran looking for the first point of the second half, and Ollie Moran looks to have got it. No, it's stopped on the goal line. Just drops a little short. Donald Cusack doing well. And the referee says he took far too many steps, and it's going to be a free from the 20-metre line. Well, he stopped at almost certain point by Ollie Moran, but now Limerick should make amends. Here's it taken quickly. Mark Keane took it quickly across towards James Butler. They had a really simple chance of taking a point. They went for something special, got nothing. Kieran Carey back in on the 40 again, stopped by Sean O'Halpin. Brian Corcoran trying to come out with this. Partly blocked. Clem Smith fires it in defiantly and with accuracy and puts it between the posts. Limerick get that first point of the half. One presumes he takes back the captaincy. He had been the captain, but when injury prevented him starting, that honour fell to Ollie Moran.
It's difficult for Kieran Carey. You can see that he's struggling with his touch, and that's just a lack of competitive action for a while. He really is struggling with that, but he's battling hard.
Battling hard as well as Ollie Moran. James Butler tried to prod that one on one-handed. Comes back to Sean O'Halpin. Inside towards Timmy McCarthy, moves into the centre, attracts Mark Foley to him, comes back out towards Pat Ryan, and Ryan puts it over the bar from a huge distance out. That's his first point of the game.
I think that Jimmy Barry will have told the Cork lads at half-time, look, quit the messing and over-elaboration, get that ball and lash it over the bar. That's what they've just done. I think if Cork stick with that, I think we'll see Limerick in a lot of trouble. The Cork half-back line, as the lads said at half-time, have cleared, I think, 12 balls in the first half to Limerick 7, and that tells its own tale.
Mike O'Brien, hands and knees, getting it back there towards Ollie Moran, pushing forward. He's fouled. Fouled by Pat Ryan. Referee explaining why to the man from Sarsfields in Glanmire. It'll be a free on the 65-metre line for Limerick. Hoping to take every possible chance now as Mark Keane comes out. He's already pointed 165. Only one of the match. This time he goes short again. This time they have the chance, but it's put wide by James Moran. Two possible point opportunities going a-begging for Limerick in the opening minutes of the second half. Kieran Carey spooning it back there towards Ollie Moran. Neil Ronan about to put in the challenge. Cork with a man down on the ground in need of attention. It's fired in there beautifully. They come forward once more, and again it's Begley who's discarded that helmet, still trying to get it forward, but stout defence by Cork, and John Brown comes out. Inside towards Fergal McCormack, towards Seanie McGrath. Little bit of trickery by McGrath. Players coming to Limerick's rescue. TJ Ryan coming out from full back, only as far as McCormack. He's 45 metres out. Cork's injured players back on his feet once again, and that shot is fired in, and it's put over the bar by Fergal McCormack. That is his first point of the match. 2 shots on the target, and he makes it this time, and he's also made it 1-10 to 7 points. Cork have been very decisive all over the park. They haven't been fouling, and in the second half I think what Liam Griffin says is absolutely right. I'm sure Jimmy Barry has said, let's not over-elaborate, do what you do best. Keep it simple, keep it flowing. That's a great block down initially by Kieran Carey. And the second time, it's James Moran who goes in to deny Brian Corcoran, who commits the foul, and it'll be a free to Limerick, 65 metres out.
Despite the difficulties that Kieran Carey is having, I mean, that's a tremendous block down. That shows all that's best in hurling, the skill, the guts to get in there and block down. And if he gets this point, it's as a direct result of Kieran Carey's applying himself to the job.
Mark Keane to take this. He has got another.
Kieran Carey's point.
Well, Kieran Carey who made it, Mark Keane who scored it, and both of his points coming from frees from 65 metres out. And now it's 110 to 8 points. Dave Hennessy on the Piercing in Limerick has just come onto the Limerick team, and Shane O'Neill is the one who's made way. Limerick are now after using 3 of their possible 5 substitutions. There's the new man in.
And he scored in his first touch in the league semi-final when he came on, a magnificent point.
Inside it goes towards Shonny McGrath. Standing firm, however, is Brian Geary. Mike O'Brien swiftly firing into the half-forward line towards Carey. Runs on instead there towards Mark Keane. Couple of Cork men around him. Still has enough room. Carey's going forward. He's got 2 men in support just ahead of him, but he was aware he was going to be hooked. Good defensive play. Wayne Sherlock here. He was aided and abetted by Brian Corcoran. Mike O'Brien. That's a great catch. Superb. Can they get a score here? Is it dropping short once again? It is. Second time it's happened in the second half. Donal O'Cusack spotting the run there of Fergal McCormack. Stephen McDonough, man from Brewery, County Limerick, beautifully in towards James Butler. A point so far. John Brown's after him. It's still Butler. Very awkward angle, firing it across, hoping somebody somewhere can get a stick to it. Stapleton's about. Hennessy was in there as well, and I think the ball will be thrown up. The man on his knees is Wayne Sherlock. Certainly a good spirit to this second half so far, as it should be. 7 minutes gone. Dave Stapleton in there contesting that one. But away comes Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Cork's full-back, overplaying the hand pass. Clem Smith stepping into it. Cork without a full-back just now. A little bit vulnerable perhaps. Butler's going through. Stopped. Still gets a stick. Scores!
Game on.
Game on, absolutely. From the time Diarmuid O'Sullivan came out, there was a gap at the back for Cork, and it was exploited by the pacey James Butler, who's now got a goal and a point. The fair-haired man was coming through here, got just enough latitude, flicked it in, tennis style, and Limerick are right back in the hunt for a place in the Guinness Munster Hurling Championship final. Only 2 between them. Timmy McCarthy responding very positively. 2 points for McCarthy. And Cork are about to make a change. And Alan Brown is about to come in.
Every time Alan Brown has come on for Cork in the last year, he's caused plenty of problems, but he's going on to a physical player in Clem Smith, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on there.
Neil Ronan is off, Alan Brown is on for his 12th championship match. He scored 5 goals and 10 points in his championship career so far, and Cork were looking for something special. Limerick were looking for something special now from Mike O'Brien. Oh, he sold it short there to his midfield ally, James Moran. And away by Pat Ryan. Down towards Joe Dean, stopped however by the Limerick fullback who is TJ Ryan. There's the substitution, but the real action is out there. Brian Begley trying to pick it up, and again it's Butler trying to go through, stopped by Wayne Sherlock. Chasing after him the whole time here is Dave Stapleton. Alan Brown, first chance to impress, firing it down towards Shonny McGrath, getting out there ahead of Brian Geary. And a very tricky angle, and a little too tricky on this particular occasion. And no joy for McGrath, who's got a goal and a point in the match so far. And this is James Butler. This is where he had plenty of Cork men around there, but they couldn't stop him scoring. And Limerick, I think, are about to make another change. Mike Gallagher is being prepared. Meanwhile, Mike O'Brien is trying to get that ball away. Back to Mark Foley. Firing it in towards Begley. Begley and Newman O'Sullivan. Stopped by Donald O'Cusack. Just needed a little flick. Clem Smith breaks it down. He's supported here by James Moran. And the All-Ireland champions from last year being put under a lot of pressure now in the second half by a classy performance by Limerick. A lot more disciplined. Rid of the nerves of the first half. Now they're playing a bit. That's James Moran. And Begley just couldn't direct it in.
Both Mike O'Brien and James Moran are starting to really perform in the middle of the field now for Limerick. They're winning an awful lot of ball and they're playing with gay abandon, and that's probably what they need to do to try and win this game.
Mike Gallagher's in. So Limerick making yet another change, and they are quite prepared to change things around. Dave Stapleton has gone. Clem Smith firing it down, one-handed. Alan Brown gets it back for Cork. Still loads of time for either of these sides to have a very emphatic victory. Only 3 points between the teams.
It's surprising that Cork are not trying to play a lot of good ball, quality ball in front of that full forward line. They've had several long wides from out on the wings, and it is surprising they're not trying to bring them more into the game by giving them good quality ball.
Jerry O'Connor has just come in. He's a twin brother of Ben O'Connor. Just wonder who he's going to replace. It's going to be Mickey O'Connell. So it will necessitate some restructuring. Jerry O'Connor in for his second championship match, played of course against Kerry 8 days ago. Mike O'Brien steadying himself. It's dropping to the right. Unable to put the Cork defence under sufficient danger there.
See Eamon Cregan telling him that time, Mike O'Brien, who's playing very well to keep the ball alive, not be driving it wide like that, because they're very hard to come by, and quality ball into the inside forwards is paramount for Limerick as well.
Alan Brown has gone over there to do a job on Clem Smith to try and negative his influence, and there was a third man tackle, I think. It's got to be a free to Cork. Looks like James Moran has come off second best there. There was Clem Smith, and there was Moran coming in. Form of third man tackle, outlawed of course. Pat Ryan to take the free. He strikes it well. Second point for Pat Ryan. Cork extend their lead. And there are now 13 minutes gone in the second half. One happy young supporter. Joe Quaid now playing his hurling with Maru Bohor. His side 4 points adrift. Timmy McCarthy tripped, but the referee says, come on, it was just an accidental clash of legs, and he's not giving the free to Cork. Instead, it's going to be a free to Limerick. Eamon Cregan was out by the sideline, still having words there with the referee.
Timmy McCarthy's actually moved out to pick up Mike O'Brien, who's been winning a lot of ball in the air. Timmy McCarthy's good in the air also, and I suspect he's put out there to counteract him.
Of course, he's been figuring in recent times with the Cork footballers as well. This was where he was trying to get that ball away, and just a little tangle of legs, and he fell on the ball, and the referee didn't blow for a free, which I think he was perfectly right in not doing. And the foul was committed by Timmy McCarthy. Here comes Kieran Carey. Good ball outside towards Mike Gallagher, or rather it's Mark Keane. And Mark Keane has put it wide. A lot of wasted chances now.
Well, Ger, really there, you know, these are vital points to take. I mean, you're right beside the goal, you're 20 yards out, you're hand past the ball. To win matches like this for Limerick, you really do have to get scores like that. They have to be converted.
4 wides in the second half for Limerick, 10 in all. Far too many. Alan Brown. belted in beyond Joe Dean in no great direction, and Dean didn't really have much of a chance of profiting from that particular piece of possession.
If you look, Ger, the two managers are Eamon Cregan is working like a beaver up and down the line, and that's his style. He really is enthusiastic, pushing his team, looking for more. Jimmy Barry's a little bit more kind of circumspect and laid back, but I'm sure in his head there's a battle going on as well.
You wouldn't fancy me out there, would you?
Love it.
Oh, I don't think anybody would like to be a manager on a day like this.
Well, they're two great men. If they were managers in any sport in the world, they would be the top of their three. Two magnificent players over their lifetime, and here they are on the sideline, fit to manage any team anywhere in the world in any sport.
This has gone in towards Brian Begley, taking on Diarmuid O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan got the block on it. John Brown's back to cover, challenged by Mike Galligan. Hand pass into space, and Brown is fouled as he was playing that ball away, and it's going to be a free out to Cork. There is too much fouling.
But back to the managers quickly. I mean, Eamon Cregan and Jimmy Barry, they have given such service to the game, and this is all for the love of it. I mean, it's marvellous, and that's what makes hurling so special. These guys are down there because they love this game inside out, and you know, you have to admire them so much. And genuinely, you see what's been paid for managers worldwide. There's guys managing teams in Britain and all over the world. They're not in the same league as some of these fellas, good and all as that they are, and we must recognise that.
What a catch by Ollie Moran. Yes, two very well-managed teams. Wayne Sherlock, his side, with a 4 points advantage, hoping to hold on to the Munster title first of all. Under pressure, TJ Ryan, dropping it back there. He runs on towards Kieran Carey. Mike Galligan's about. He's been about so many times in major championship matches over the years, right throughout the 90s for Limerick. Kieran Carey's persistence makes this breakout here. Not as far as the substitute Dave Hennessy. Diarmuid O'Sullivan and Fergal Ryan back there trying to defend. Wayne Sherlock, lovely pick up. Great strike downfield. TJ Ryan's under it. That's a great piece of fullback play. The man who was converted from being a Limerick forward to the Limerick fullback. Shonago Halpine, what a catch. What a delivery. Down to Joe Dean. There's a chance. And he's got it. And it is an absolutely brilliant goal. You will hardly see a better goal this year.
TJ Ryan has his hands on his head after a most magnificent clearance to wind up 10 seconds later with the ball in the back of your own net. That's heartbreak.
17 minutes into the second half. An absolutely fantastic catch by O'Halpine, spotting Dean inside. There you go. Bang, bang. Thank you, lads. 2-12, 1-8. Kieran Carey. James Moran coming in here. Limerick needing something quickly, and they get it from Moran, his first point.
This is hurling as well, Ger. I mean, here's a game, the fullback is probably on man of the match even, TJ Ryan. And within a second after a clearance, his man has the ball in the back of the net. This is the magic, the way hurling twists and turns like that. And that's a wonderful finish by Joe Dean.
Well, it's his second ever goal in championship hurling, in this his 10th match.
And it's nearly as cheeky as the last one he got, which was the ball was tipped in by Shawnee McGrath.
That's right.
Last year in the championship.
Clem Smith breaking it down. Limerick needing something special, somebody to come and give them that little bit of inspiration, but they have now used up 4 of their possible substitutions. Mark Foley had a great first half. Inside towards Kieran Carey. Limerick need a goal. They might get it. Butler trying to play it. Comes back towards Kieran Carey, trying to go through the eye of a needle. Still trying to motor ahead. Diarmuid O'Sullivan putting up the left hand. Begley races after, but very much in vain. Down towards Fergal McCormack, batted away by Ollie Moran of Limerick. Oh, beautiful take there by Mike O'Brien. That was Jerry O'Connor in there challenging. Jerry operating in midfield alongside Pat Ryan. But this goal here, it was about being in the right spot at the right time, and the instinct and the genius that is Joe Dean.
Could Andre Agassi do that under pressure? Just one of those great goals.
Fergal Ryan, O'Connor, McCormack. This is taken up here by Mark Foley once again. Dermot O'Sullivan against Begley. He broke it down, expecting one of the runners to come through from the inside forward positions. Nothing happened. Instead, it's Wayne Sherlock. 15 minutes remaining. Jerry O'Connor. Inside towards Dean once more. The man from Killa steadying himself. And he has put it over the bar, and the cheers in the background up there at the town end should have told us in any case, even before the white flag went up, the red and white were going up, and Joe Dean has now scored a goal in 4 points. And it's 2-13 to 1-9. The champions looking set to at least hold on to their title and make it to the Munster final. Is there a Limerick response? They've got time. This time there's a bit of holding and dragging. Shawnee McGrath's the one who is indicted by the referee. Brian Geary, the one who was being tugged back. Ollie Moran will take this free. Played a lot of rugby in his late teens, now concentrating on hurling. Inside towards Brian Begley. Out towards O'Halpine. And O'Halpine has dragged it out over the end line, and it's going to be a 65.
Kieran Carey, you know, it's a pity now if Limerick lose today. We're not going to see him again play probably this year, but he's just an inch off the pace. He could really have done with another match just to get him into it. He's just so close to having a superb game, despite the cauldron that he's in out there. And it's a shame if we're going to not see him for the rest of the year.
That's, of course, if they are beaten, like Waterford were beaten last Sunday. Here comes Marquis. He's got a couple so far from this distance, and now he has got himself a third, keeping Limerick in touch. They need more, the fans believe that as well, I'm sure. 6 points between the teams. I make it about 8 minutes to go. Donald Cusack. Just to correct the time, my time tipping is 4, it's 13 minutes to go, and that's gone over the bar. And that's a lovely point, and Fergal McCormack has got a second. So 13 minutes remain, 2:14, 1:10. Mike O'Brien breaking it, but only breaking it for Jerry O'Connor, partly blocked by Mark Foley. Ollie Moran, that's a lovely pick up. O'Connor chases after him. Lobbed in there towards the inside forwards, and they come again. And that is put wide by Dave Hennessy. Hennessy from the Napier Club.
Again, that's 2 wides now we've seen from Limerick in very, very important places, right in front of us in the goal. These should be convertible at this level. At Senior County, you need to convert them to stay in these games, and when you don't, you pay a very heavy price.
Alan Brown. It drops in there tantalisingly. Oh, that is brilliantly taken up by Brian Geary. He took it in his stride. He was facing his own goalkeeper, and he completed it brilliantly by passing it to Ollie Moran. Can Limerick profit from that? Mark Keane. Fergal Ryan swiftly back down again towards Jerry O'Connor. Dropped. Mike O'Brien having a wonderful match. Upside towards Mike Gallagher. That's Brian Corcoran. Over towards Alan Brown. Doing his level best to try and curtail the activities of Clem Smith over there.
Actually, that was a good substitution, because Clem Smith was coming very much into that game before Alan Brown came on him, and he's subdued since he came on, and it's made a difference.
Here's Pat Ryan. Oof, he cut it up well. Touch back in there towards O'Brien once more. Timmy McCarthy trying to limit his effectiveness. Brian Corcoran unable to cut that one out. Instead it's Mike Gallagher. Great block down by Fergal Ryan. What a tidy, tight player he is. Ollie Moran trying to get it away for Limerick. He has it. And Fergal McCormack was holding him back. It'll be a free to the men from the Shannon side.
Jared, that's two really good pickups. He's tapped them into his hand both times. It's a very specialised skill in such close quarters, and two in a row. You know, it's an exceptionally fine skill.
Two wonderful centre-backs in action here at Semple Stadium in Thurles. Don't forget, there's another live match coming up immediately after that, and that will be Meath against one of their great rivals during the 90s, Offaly. Belted ahead there by Ben O'Connor, and again it's Ollie Moran coming across, closing down any possible danger points. Pat Ryan, sideline ball to Limerick. So as the top left-hand corner says, 10 minutes to go, and the man who's just come in is Kevin Murray, or is he about to come in? He's about to be brought into the action. And I think he was instructed in last year's All-Ireland final when he came on as a sub to get us a goal, I think is what Jimmy Barry said. He thought they might need a goal to win that match. Ben O'Connor has got off. They didn't need a goal that day, but he's contributed handsomely over the years and scored 2 goals against Limerick on his debut back in 1994. Dave Hennessy. There's the substitution, but here comes the activity on the park. Beautifully into Kieran Carey. Can he get a goal here? It was a difficult one. He was throwing it up there to try and get any kind of chance whatsoever to get a shot in. And Diarmuid O'Sullivan belts it away downfield for Cork. Ollie Moran. Brian Geary was there as well. Mark Foley trying to kick it away from danger. Kevin Murray chasing after him. Comes out to James Moran. In towards Big Begley once again. And again, the full-back, Diarmuid O'Sullivan, standing there, a very commanding and committed figure. Mark Foley. Whipped back in once more. Kieran Carey rises superbly. Again, he's closed down quickly. 3 players from Cork alongside him. And in the end, it's Wayne Sherlock who gets enough space and room to try and get that ball away.
Diarmuid O'Sullivan is actually dominating the edge of the square, and a lot of high balls down the middle right into the square are coming back out again. If Eamon had Cregan had somebody else as a target man up front, but I mean, he stretched his resources and he can only go so far with what he has. But definitely Diarmuid O'Sullivan is making a hell of a difference. He's clearing everything that's coming into that full back line, and perhaps he might be better off playing it at the wings.
Untypically, Brian Corcoran fumbling the first time, had to get it away quickly then off the ground. Here's Pat Ryan. Shorty McGrath as the target. It's stopped back there by Clem Smith, dragged down by Joe Dean. And Cork are about to make a change. Timmy McCarthy is about to come off. Derek Barrett is the one who is going on. So a chance for Jimmy Barry Murphy and his backroom team to freshen up matters somewhat. Still 7 minutes to go. Wayne Sherlock. Down towards Kevin Murray. Beaten for that by Ollie Moran. Good link up with Brian Geary here. Oh, Geary, I think, was looking for Moran to give a return pass when he might have hit it away first time. A little bit of hesitation, and Cork managed to get all of this back.
What Diarmuid O'Sullivan's missing in the full back line, Wayne Sherlock's cleaning it at the half back line. Wayne Sherlock's having an extremely good game at the half back line as well. So between the two of them, they're cleaning so much, obviously the rest of them as well, but the two of those are dominating both individual lines.
So please, mister, can we have our ball back? Happy faces there in the crowd up at the town end of Semple Stadium. And I think at this stage the crowd must be up around 40,000. It's taken by Fergal Ryan. Dropped in beautifully. Shorty McGrath got the first goal of the match, and he's got another score now. It's a point. So a goal and 2 for McGrath from Glen Rovers. Famed club, of course, in Blackpool. 2:15 to 1:10. Here comes Derek Barrett, man from Cove. had a wonderful National League campaign, and very unlucky not to be included from the outset of the championship. That's going to be a sideline ball to Limerick.
Limerick need a goal, Ger. They have to try and conjure a goal from somewhere if they want to stay in this game.
A goal or two, I think. McDonough. They've only 5 minutes left. Otherwise, it's the end of their championship campaign. And of course, by virtue of winning here, there would be the guarantee for a side in a Munster final of playing into August at least, as Sean O'Halpine fires that one wide. Well, now Cork with 10 wides in this match, but they'll be satisfied with the quality of their play elsewhere. Clem Smith still in need of some attention. He's battled on bravely for his county, even though it was clearly obvious he was injured. But if this is a success for Cork, as we anticipate at this stage, they are guaranteed right at Munster final place, but they're also guaranteed at worst an All-Ireland quarter-final place. Those are the new rules.
Yes, and a lot of people have questioned those, because the difference here is that we have Limerick gone and Cork guaranteed that bit more. So that again points out our structures, which I think everybody in the game is considering.
Eamon will be very disappointed. His side lost by a point against Waterford last year. He's just lost Clem Smith, again with injury, and Willie Walsh from Murray Boher is about to come in.
And Eamon doesn't like losing, I can tell you that. He's a great man, he's a great hurling man, and he has the passion. He hates to lose, and you can understand that, because he puts so much effort in. Everywhere he's been, he's done a magnificent job in Offaly, and he's so passionate about it. He really doesn't like to lose, and who can blame him? If he did, he wouldn't be here.
Maybe we need to look again at structures. Maybe there should be some kind of a round robin that guarantees teams at least 2 matches. Joe Quaid's puck out. Derek Barrett trying to knock that one away. Getting the assistance of Wayne Sherlock, who's been absolutely magnificent in this game. Brian Geary, again, always in control, doing well. Is there a late chance here for Mark Keane? Taking on Sherlock. Getting the better of him. Hand passed outside there towards Hennessy, and he's put it over the bar. Dave Hennessy's first point.
To be fair to Mark Keane, he hasn't started today, but he was only a minor last year, a very young player in a magnificent National League. He can feel very, very happy with his year to date, even though he will be disappointed. The experience is what he needs.
Well, this was the run through here. There were occasions when Limerick maybe perhaps didn't always take the correct option. That was Hennessy putting it over. But if they are to lose, well, they've lost to an absolutely superb goal by Joe Dean. 17 minutes into the second half. Joe Quaid. Pat Ryan blasting it back. It's target practice. He's put it over. He's playing for a place now from the outset in the Munster hurling final. That's 3 from a total of 5 shots so far by Pat Ryan, and that one has gone wide. So now the championship is effectively down to 3 here for the Guinness Munster hurling title. Next it will be Tipperary and Clare. Sideline ball to Limerick. Mark Foley about to take it. And crestfallen Limerick supporters, they've been down this road so many times, but today I think they'll accept they're up against a superior force. But then again, when you win an All-Ireland title, it must give you an awful lot of inner resolve and confidence. It really is an awful shame that Limerick did not win an All-Ireland title during the 90s. They had 2 opportunities. I know you managed one of the opposing teams in 96, but perhaps
yeah, but still your heart
maybe
goes out to Limerick. I mean, Tom Ryan did a magnificent job at Limerick and did very, very well, and it was just unfortunate to win the All-Ireland. Of course we were delighted to win it, but that sport, the great thing for Limerick is their minor team have got through to the Munster final this year. That's going to put them into the quarter-final. That's a good thing, and hopefully their minors will make a bit of progress.
Yes, some goalkeeper here, Timmy Houlihan, will be playing there. And that is put wide there by Pat Ryan. He's got 3 points in the match, which is now heading towards the 70th minute. Brian Corcoran. Begley gets there first. He's now out on the 40. O'Halpine coming tidily in there from left half back. Fergal Ryan towards Shawnee McGrath, stopped by Brian Geary. Mark Foley as well. A bit of pushing and shoving, but it's going to be a free after all of that to Limerick.
Come on, Mike, keep it going, Mike, come on.
Limerick, who had a total of 27 scoring chances, just 4 less than Cork in this match. Cork with 31 scoring chances. Derek Barrett. So they had their opportunities. Cork were more clinical. TJ Ryan out here towards James Moran. The match in injury time. Begley up towards Kieran Carey, who's finishing the game at full forward. Nipping in here is Mike Galligan. Can he fire it in? He's stopped by O'Sullivan. Fergal Ryan's there as well, and the goalkeeper comes out and makes a very effective clearance to midfield. Pat Ryan trying to break it down towards Fergal McCormack. Runs in there towards Kevin Murray. First part of a double bill live on this programme this afternoon, and Kevin Murray puts it over the bar. A very, very happy substitute from Clodouv. Is that to be the final score? 217 to 111. It is. Cork are still Munster hurling champions. They go on to the Guinness Munster final now. Tom Cashman and the backroom team. The exchange of jerseys, Joe Dean's goal in the middle of the second half, an absolute gem. And if you see a better goal in hurling in championship this summer, well, it'll be worth paying the admission fee just to witness. O'Halpine played it in, Dean fired it into the back of the net, and Cork are victorious here at Semple Stadium this afternoon. The full-time score, Cork 217, Limerick 111.
In the end we won fairly comfortably, but Limerick put up to certain stages of the game, and you know, I don't think we played particularly well, to be honest with you, but a good win certainly, and delighted to be in the Munster final again.
Jimmy, your forwards have always had a big fan club, but what about your backs today? Wayne Sherlock in particular, magnificent.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. He's developed into a fantastic player, and he certainly gave an outstanding performance today, as good as I've ever seen by a Cork halfback, I think, in Thurles.
Yes, and your number 3 and number 6 had to be good today, and they were.
All our backs were excellent, I think, in fairness, and our goalkeeper, and we've worked very hard all over the field, and in fairness, even the players who weren't playing well were trying very hard, so we've no complaints about that, but we've a lot of hard work ahead of us, but you know, we certainly can improve on that display, I think.
Congratulations, Jimmy, and thank you for staying with us.
Thanks, Jimmy, well done.
So it's Cork who march on, Waterford and Limerick now.
Yesterday evening, there's a big doubt about the fitness of Nigel Nestor, and we'd already have lost Enda McManus,